Check, check. Welcome in, team. How are we doing? Everybody's doing wonderful.
You have a good weekend, 1K?
It wasn't bad. It's just busy. Um, it's this new season is starting for the live sound production company I work for, and we did our first Christmas thing yesterday. So long day, Christmas music all day. So drove home with Christmas music in my head, went to bed, woke up with it in my head. um, I love Christmas, but man, show after show of Christmas music is gets a little draining. But I'm good, man. I'm good. It's just a long day, just a lot of brain fog today, kind of weird, but all is good. Yeah, Crash Christmas, especially the slow stuff, man, just makes me depressed. But give me the old school jingle bells and I'll be fine. But it's good. People just don't realize, you go to a show and then you leave and it's cool. But it's like, when you're on the production crew, it's like, oh, wait, now we got to tear all this down. So long days, but it's fun. It's fun. All right, 5:04. I'll do one more quick message and see if anybody else joins. We'll start with Spy. I got two requests. It's gonna be one of those nights so far. So get them in if you want something. IWM, man, it's gonna be one of those nights I can't even talk already. Yeah, we got double requests for that. That'll be number one because Perito is not even in here and he wants me to look at it. What's up with that guy? We should all tag him, tell him to get in here. He's got kids, so that's all right. But yeah, JT, I'll jump on that right after Spy. So get him in, you guys. Let me know if you're looking for a day trade on it, swing trade. If you're already in, you're in some profits, so I can let you know where to sell. If you're in, you're looking at deep loss, I can try and help you on when to get out or look to get out on something like that if it's a swing. But yeah, with that, you guys, welcome in. There might be some new members here from our Black Friday. We're glad to have you in here. My name was Stars 1K, one of the staff members in here. Let me get my Windows screen set up really quick. With that, you guys, we're going to start with SPY. No real bias, just some things to take note of, some things to watch here. This is the 4-hour chart here. We'll start kind of a zoomed out look to kind of see where we're at, where I think we can be going. Last Sunday, we were here talking, looking at that gap fill into that 683 zone. Once I zoom in, I'll kind of show you, it was a resistance. We flipped it and it formed a support. And so that's kind of what we're going to do now, or that's my mindset now is we're sitting as of now. We'll see what the overnight session holds for us, and I'll zoom in. But right now we're open a little bit over 686. So basically the top of this red zone up here. And so if we're in the red zone and under it, I would say, kind of be cautious for sell downs, stuff like this, repeatable price action, stuff like that. But as of now, we're over that. So let's see what we can get. But if we're over this, we got to lean, a slight bullish sentiment. Doesn't mean we're calling for all-time highs and a breakout to, 700 right away. But just be mindful. If we break this, we don't have a whole lot other than this price action here from whatever that would be. Was that a month ago or earlier this month? Not this month, but November. The end of basically Halloween weekend, the end of October, basically. So we break that. We're looking at price action up here. Obviously, I like my retracements better. I like to go where there's more price action that we can fall back to. But if we do break out higher, look for a push at least in that 688.4 zone. And I'll zoom in for you guys now to kind of show what I'd be looking for intraday, because most of us are day traders. We like SPY, we like Qs, IWM, all that stuff. So again, we were back here last week. Just said kind of watch over this zone here, the 683, resistance in the morning, broke over it, held, and what did it do? It flipped to support, and all that knockdown on the top side is now supports on the bottom side. Yes, we got we never got candle closes, excuse me. We got some candles that started to push down here, but on the hourly chart, they never pushed and closed underneath that zone. And so that held support and we pushed up higher. So moving in tomorrow, same thing. As I zoom in just a little bit more, again, don't be mega bullish, think we're gonna get all-time highs. It can very well come in an hour or a week from now, we just don't know. But as long as this 686 for me holds, because you see the reactions again, focusing on this line here, all these 1-hour candle closes. Look at these bottom side wicks right here, except for that one at the last hour of the day. But 1, 2, 3, 4 for 4 hours, they try to close below that, and look at all those buybacks up. So smaller time frame, yeah, they sold it down there on 5 or 15, but larger time frame, you're still going, hey, they are still closing over support on those hourly closes. That's something to take note of. So if we start selling under, I didn't touch on it quite yet. No time like the present. We've got a trend line down here to pay attention to for sure. Again, on the 1-hour chart, ignore that drawing, I didn't clear. But 1, 2, 3 touches down there. So if we dip into here and we start kind of getting bouncy somewhere kind of this middle range, I would say it's not an accident. It's a trend line there. The algos are kicking in to kind of hold that. But if today or tomorrow we sell under that, or we kind of trickle into here, then we sell under that, that is a break of this uptrend. And we are probably these higher lows that are being set would probably be negated up here, and we're turning down. Doesn't know how far we'll turn down if it lasts a day or a week. But that's a little bit of breakdown in this little structure going up here on these higher highs and higher lows here. So that's the spot to watch for me. I think we're going to see a lot of action and activity around 686 tomorrow. Ideally, we open around it. I don't, like I said, I like big, huge gap up or down. If we open kind of near it, that's a great spot to play from, because first and foremost, I think we should be trying to catch those bounces off 686. But again, be mindful, we didn't get much progress on it holding over that level. We pretty much just kind of, longer time frame, we kind of chopped around that. So that's the spot to watch. And then this in between here, you guys know how I say this is basically a $1 range here, $1.25 range. This is kind of a no zone for me because, we can look really bearish. And you step away and all of a sudden we bounce, we move up higher. And so, or we can look really bullish, we sell down, you come back and they're back to your level. So I think this is for especially new traders. If we're under 686 and over 685, unless you're truly scalping, I would just not be in the market. Just set an alert for a break above or below, because that is filled with breakouts intraday, 5, 15, 30 minute. A good way to just get stopped out multiple times. It happened to me last week for sure. And it's just going to frustrate you and mess with your mindset. So any questions on SPY before we go to your guys' watch list? Open your mic, keep it relevant to SPY for now. If not, I will move on to the watch list. Let me get this wrote down by Josh, NPIS. Glad to have you in here, man. 105 call. All right, cool. So I want to make a mental note before the chat gets buried. All right, IWM, we had 2 requests. All right, Parito's in here and JT. Love it. All right, guys. Double top. Clear as day, double top, cleanest double top we've probably seen all week. And if we zoom out even more, why did we stop out there? Triple and quadruple. 1, 2, 3, 4. Doesn't get any better than that. So we know our top. Coloring it red to remind you guys it is resistant until we break over. We should not be buying calls at the top thinking we're going to catch the breakout because you failed once, 2 times, 3 times, 4 times. I don't like to trade like that. So for me, my focus is, didn't mean to zoom out like that, but it doesn't hurt. This green line here, hang with me, I'm going to zoom back in. Go. So I'm on the 4-hour chart here. I'm going to zoom in just one last time here, but just one last look there. So you guys that like this name, it's been a very popular name the last couple of weeks. Good reason. It's moving. Nice range here, nice breakout, and then never delete your lines. Resistance, resistance, breakout, retest, breakout. The cleanest retest you're probably going to see in a while. Boom. Resistance is now support. Never delete your lines, guys. Beautiful chart here. So very nice setup here. So option number 1, you guys, I kind of charted out a little bit for us just to save a little bit of time. I'm going to zoom way in for you here. So I'm on the 1-hour chart right now. This 251.14, this little bit of a pocket here. So treat this as support, even though it's red. JT and Prito, anything over this, lean bullish for continuation. Do we get up here again? I don't know. Maybe we only get to here. Maybe we only get to here. But very nice targets and very nice clean chart. Because we're kind of breaking this little stair step down breakout here. And we're not just bouncing a random level. We're bouncing kind of that focus from Friday and from Thursday. So we pushed up here Thursday. We opened that candle there. We pushed up. We retraced it. And what did we do? Buyers defended it. And what happened Friday? That was kind of the focus, chop a little bit of moving back down, back and forth, that is, on Friday. Ultimately sold a little bit below it. As of now, we're trading at 251, so pretty much right there. So any break and hold, ideally on like a 15-minute time frame, you start seeing like a candle body like that. Doesn't have to mean the wick is that long to the downside, but even something more like that, hopefully you don't get too much continuation up so you get an entry. But basically a candle body starting here and a wick on the bottom side, that should be your confirmation to try and get long on this for day trades and for swings. I think it can work for sure. And again, on the way up, I just look for swing highs and lows, little pivot zones in the market. So clear as day for me, probably 251.5. I would definitely be trimming there because we bounce up there 1, 2, 3 hours worth of information, failed to break higher. Definitely be setting alert there for target 1. We push up, that's fine. I'm looking somewhere around this zone here to catch this price action here. Target 2, this pocket here, target 3, send alert, and then final target if you were to catch a day trade, nice trend day, target 4 up there for sure. But again, I don't know how far we're going to go. Who knows? Same thing as SPY. I don't like any trades in between here because it can look really bearish for a minute and then boom, they buy it back up. So to be bearish on this, basically a break underneath these wicks, and there's some wicks here, but selling under these right here where they closed and underneath Friday's close. So a breakdown and a retest is a good risk reward. For some puts, I'm not saying 0 DTEs, you should hold it all the way against you up to 251. you got to decide the risk management. But if you got a couple days of time, like a Friday expiration, yeah, take your puts here, try and write it down as big support. But again, do not hold puts here. Look at that big bounce there. We do not want to be in puts on a huge bounce zone that wasn't a month ago, wasn't a year ago. It was just one trading day ago. So we never want to do that. Always look left, always have a plan, you guys. So if we open below it, you can take your puts or you can just sit idle and set an alert here, wait for that to tag. To absolutely try some calls there. A 250 and a half if they have it, or a 250, or excuse me, 251 call for a double bottom zone there. Just like we're short in the tops here at double tops. Same thing, double bottoms here, but super, super nice chart, you guys. Super nice chart. All right, I'm gonna get a couple of these wrote down as well. Samsung wants Meta. I'll go as quick as I can, guys. Please stick around because I'm not going to go over it if you guys bail just because you're not in here. There's no use. Jake, TTD. Weekly tested support zone. Cool. Another Meta. All right. High enforcement Qualcomm. And again, you guys, when I get to your requests, remind me if you can, just because, like I said, this Zoom chat is pretty annoying to keep up with. But if I feel free to mute your mic if you want. Crashes on, I think that's DocuSign. Cool. Cool. Avenger, do you want CCL or do you want Kroger? Which one you want? Because I was going to do CCL next because you DM'd me. All right, cool. Perfect. All right, guys. All right, IWM done. I try and I'm like, all right, if we get 20 tickers, we've got an hour. Spend 5 minutes on them, but I get a little passionate. It doesn't always go that quick. So, shit, we gapped up a little bit. I was trying to make a trade plan for you here, brother, but we're kind of in this middle of the zone here. So, huge, not huge, but a great range. So, 25.6 is our bottom, 26.10 is our top. So, multiple days. Again, I talked about this on VC or in that lecture last week, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days in a row. Failed breakout, didn't get there on Friday. So that's a spot to watch. I was going to tell you, I was hoping we open around here, brother, because this is kind of, here's our top, here's our bottom. This is a great middle zone. We can definitely catch some call moves off of that. Obviously, there's not a ton of risk reward, but we can catch a, 15, 20, 25 cent move up here. That's going to push and pay us pretty nice. Or to the downside. Obviously, it gets a little tricky. We're seeing a lot of rejections both ways. So right now we're pushing up. I don't know when a breakout's coming. Maybe it never comes. But to me, when I see all these failed breakouts, I would just send alert up here to this 2610-ish zone. If we see a push up and you start seeing, I know the reaction's been coming very early in the day, so you'd almost have to trade the open and, stomach a little bit of risk. I don't know how much risk you want to take on because they could push up there and you may only get a 5-minute candle entry and then they sell it down really, really hard, like on Thursday or Tuesday last week. And so it's tricky, but for me, I just can't tell someone to get long here when I've seen all the rejections up here. Breakout over it, over like a Wednesday, Thursday high zone up here. Sure, we can try and play the balance and continuation of the upside. But for now, this chart tells me just play the range over and over and over until you stop out. Maybe the stop out is in a month. It proves you wrong, or maybe it's tomorrow. We don't know, but definitely down here at the bottom, even more reason to be long down here. This yellow dashed line. Look how easy that is perfectly stacking up. What is that? That's our daily 200 moving average. That's algos kicking in saying, hey, the daily 200 is down here. Buy, buy, buy. And they're bouncing it up every single time. Yeah, they get some candles below it, but we're closing over it every single time. So any breaks below here, yeah, take your puts, but you better be out down here around 25.6. So this is a trade that's going to pay you, 100%, unless it's like a 0 DT on Friday, but a very, very playable range. And if you're like, okay, if I take the short here, where do I sell? It's like you have all this information to show you on the way down where you should be selling at. So does that help you, Avenger?
Yeah, I wanted your opinion on the range. That's already what I was eyeing.
Yep. This is kind of what I got, man. Like I said, in a bigger picture look here, like a 4 hour, and it just kind of
It caught
stuck
my
down here.
attention on the daily.
Yeah. So it's not it's not a bad spot. It's just curling. And so a big move is coming. We need to be ready for it. That goes for all of us, day traders and swingers. I don't know which way it's going to go, but it's pinned here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 days now. So a big move is coming, and when it happens, it's probably going to be a big follow through move because it's people that getting trapped if they're trying to short it and it just keeps sending higher, or if people trying to get long, we have a really weak day and we get just a huge kill candle. So I don't know which way it's going to go. The 200 is below us, the 9 is below us, and the daily 20 is overhead. So it is for me just purely a day trader's setup for here because I can't say, hey, get long here on swings and then we finally sell through unless you're truly bottom ticking down here. You trim at the top and then you catch the breakout or vice versa. But it's just very tight price action was kind of in here too. We got the big sell down, consolidation here, sell down, push up here, never really looked back. And so we'd have to just kind of keep an eye on the sector. If there's any options flow on it, I'll kind of let you know because I know you're eyeing it. But as of now, the sector has been kind of quiet on flow, I think. River seen some Norwegian cruise line June calls hit, I think, but that was the only thing I've seen so far. But yeah, man, it's day trader's paradise on this one for sure. All right. Josh wanted NBIS. You basically break even 105 call. Let's see where we're trading at for February. All right, I need a couple more lines in here for you. Where are we bouncing? Where are we rejecting? Let me see here. Just kind of hovering over, trying to find the most candle touches that make sense. Definitely like this one here, where they're rejecting, bouncing, and rejecting underneath. Underneath of us, we got this wick here. Trying to see where that lines up with everything else. Yeah, so 94.52, man. You're in February, and it's a decent strike. So for me, that would probably be my stop. I'm not sure if you exactly asked that or wondering that, but that's how I would try and play this, is because I'm seeing a pretty decent trend line forming here. And we have a clear top for sure. You know, that 100 psychological level, basically, we try and teach you guys, 100, 200, 50, 75, like sexy round numbers like that. 100 is, as clean as they come. So here's the daily. So if we zoom in here, but I see basically you need to break and hold of the 100 level. And underneath you got there's gonna be two moving averages. We see our green line is lined up at support and our daily 9 is not far below. So I know you're on a swing, but just intraday, just this price action here. Yep, I see meta, guys. It's next on the list. So Josh, so yeah, again, it's a long swing for you, but we see this price action here. For me, nothing to be worried about. I know it's not paying you and you got some money tied up in it. Never fun, when other people are making money on other stuff, but clear and obvious, a low, a higher low, a higher low, a higher low, a higher low. And so we're a little bit weak on this after hour session. So keep your cool, keep a calm mindset if we come to this 94.50 zone here, because we have that price action there, and there. So first and foremost, and the trend line and a moving average. So you may see some red coming down into here, but even with the February contract, I don't think there's reason to average down here. You can if you want, but option number one, just play this bounce here at 94.50, basically 52. Break that, but really just this 100 level. I know it's 100.4, but it's just that psychological number that is failing to hold over that. So we need that if you want to be bullish on this, but it's a very nice setup. It's just stuck in a little bit of a nice channel, nice trend up here. We just need some continuation up. I'm not sure what sector this is, but option
AI.
two, AI, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
So yeah, I got in on Friday. So I just got in. So I'm not like too worried about it, but I was kind of seeing everything that you're kind of outlining here. So
Yep. So you got
uh
somewhere down this cluster. Yeah, and it's like I said, this after hours candle, we could wake up tomorrow and we're back over like 98 and we're just going to be chilling. And you look for that 100 breakout. That'd be, if you got in down here around 97, that's a $3 move. Looking at the delta, that's probably going to pay you pretty nice. So would definitely be trimming there if you have multiples for sure. But again, I would just kind of keep a cool, collected mindset. If we do dip down into here, just know that, because a lot of people, not saying you, but people see red and they just freak out and they zoom out and they're like, well, shit, why did I cut there? It's about all this support. So very, very nice zone here. If I were to look back just a little bit more, and yeah, it proves that's that area of focus right there. So this thick line here. So if
Yeah, you can see the last time we dropped was serious support there.
Yeah, for
right
sure.
there.
So
That's what I was looking at on Friday.
Yep.
So I figured let's kind of be slightly early, but pretty close to that support.
Yep. Yeah. So like I said, it's up to you. You can, if you're truly in a half position size, I mean, you didn't say, but you can average down here if you want to. And, sometimes the average pays instantly, or sometimes it sells more. Like, should I burn my average? That happened on me on Rivian. I've seen some red 2 days later, a day later, didn't take the average, let it sit tight. And obviously I could have got a better average, but that's the way it is. But very, very nice chart and a good entry. I can respect that entry you took into here for sure, man. So
yeah, I like that break over that support, and then hopefully this time it holds. You can see however long ago it was, it kind of dipped down and then came right back up through.
Yep. Nice step though, man. Let's keep in touch in DMs and hopefully this works out for you, man. Because I know you like to buy time and let plays, do their thing. So hopefully we get that breakout for you.
Yeah.
So
can
nice
we take like
man.
a 30-second look at NVTS? Just really fast.
Which one?
NVTS.
It's never 30 seconds, but okay. NVTS. Ooh. Let's see here. What are you in on this one, or what are you trying to do on this one?
Swing on this one. I'm down 6%. It's 320 calls.
Yeah, this little red range.
Yeah, so a $10 strike, March 20th call.
Yeah. If we break this zone here, so this zone that we're pushing up, kind of stalling out. I mean, we didn't sell through it, but we're just trickling a little bit. It's just this battle here of how I see it, how I like to trade, support, a little bit of resistance here. And now it's just buyers deciding, okay, we got the big pump up on Thursday. Do we get the continuation or do we trickle down? But for me, hold, I wouldn't take an average until we dip into this like 8.6 to make your average worthwhile, because that's where the moving averages are stacked to. But yeah, let's talk more in DMs, man. I don't want to shoot you out too much, but
that's all I was looking for.
Yep, you're good, man. But yeah, definitely tradable chart. That breaks over there, that thing's moving quick.
Yeah, sure. Exactly. I won't wait too long to take trims on that one.
Oh, for sure. All right, Meta. You guys want Meta? What's Meta doing? Ooh, daily 200 right here. Nice. All right. Let me zoom out. Those of you guys that want this, feel free to unmute if you want to talk through it. Just zooming out to see what we got on this little range in here. I need some more lines in there, but just check in some of the 4 hour. So if we're not in Meta yet, at least how I trade, I don't want you guys getting long at that red line. I need a back test, and a back test, it may not be that perfect. Let's zoom in. Let's go to 30-minute. Let's check our price action here. So Thursday, the big news day with Zuck, and then a little bit of a sell down, and then kind of not much on Thursday happening, and then that breakout retest. So again, you guys, I like this. I really like this setup. So resistance, boom, breakout, flipped it to support and bounced it. Daily 200, a little bit of a battle there. So tricky spot for me, you guys. I'll be honest, tricky spot, but I do like the setup. So for me, middle of the zone here is a daily 200. Top range is the red line. Bottom range is kind of 688 flat. So, and even more zoomed in look. especially if you guys are looking for day trades. You can't pay me to get long here. So if we open right here, I'm not taking the call entry there. Maybe it blasts through. Maybe I'm wrong. Tag me, tell me I'm wrong, but I'm not taking that right there at the open. If we push over, kind of consolidate, we bounce it. So like a push over, a dip that holds. Yeah, I'll buy that entry there because we're flipping Friday's high into support now, and we're bouncing it for continuation up. But if we open over that, we start double topping. That's probably going to be the easiest short of the day you're going to see tomorrow. But don't get super bearish because the daily 200 is going to open pretty much flat because it takes 200-day moving average. Again, this is our middle zone here, so take your puts here, that's fine, but I'd be selling here at the daily 200 because we're probably going to bounce there. So you can try, if you're not a put buyer, don't want that, or you miss it, buy that bounce into there for sure. But again, if we sell down, we're probably going to go to this lower range here. And this is an even better dip buy, similar to this one. So we come in here, we see all that price action there. All those people seeing that daily 200 rejection, they're like, oh, we're selling. Oh, we're bouncing. And now you're back to break even and probably stop down those puts. So a tricky range, but it just depends where we open, you guys. If we open basically under 672, bearish retracement down into here, play your bounces. If we sell under that, it gets ugly short term because of that recent price action here. Look at that when that fails. Look at that there when that fails. But when this holds, look at that move, that possible move there. So for me, it's probably going to be tricky algo trading right around this daily 200. That's going to be basically right at 672. That's the spot to watch. But again, break and retest the Friday's high. Yeah, go for more. But just be mindful. I know there's some after hour session move there, and there's obviously levels between this and 688, but play that breakout retest, obviously before you enter, see if we can get it there. Yeah, this price action here from October 30th and 31st was market open. Yeah, so right into here. So basically you'd be playing into 678 zone if you catch that 674 breakout. So very nice setup there for sure. Any questions on meta? If not, I'll move on. Jake, thanks for sticking around. TTD, looking long time frame in the weekly. You're in shares, looking to get some leaps. All right. TTD. Got a line down there at 38 from somebody. Let's zoom out. Let's see where we're at, brother. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. If you're not getting long down here, you're doing it wrong, guys. Good eye, man. We tried this for someone. Maybe it was you in weeks past or something, but yeah, for sure. This range down here for sure. This is a weekly chart. So give me a second here. I'm gonna get a couple more lines. I'm gonna grab some wicks on the upside to watch, somewhere around 43 flat. Damn it. I was in drawing mode. Why'd that do that? There we go. Get him, dog. Get the Amazon driver. All right. Yeah, definitely a buy zone down here. If you were to buy tomorrow, yeah, 5% drop. Basically no risk down here for anyone that's seen that. But did this make sense? Yeah, a little bit. So a couple weeks back with someone, we were talking down here, probably a bounce zone, resistance, and now support. Yeah, Jake, I like this, man, for leaps, for sure, man, for sure for leaps down here. Like, yeah, you can't. I'm not short down here when I see this huge weekly support zone down here. Good eye again, and good for you. Checking large time frames. It can sell, and people are like, oh, we want to get bearish. Why is it not dropping anymore? You zoom out and it says right there, don't be bearish down there. So short term, there's a little bit in your way. This 41 zone.
Where's the 200?
What's that?
Where's the 200? Is it above us?
Let me see.
I think so.
Yeah, way above. It's 59.5. But man, look at this daily, guys, on this curling bottom. What is this company, you guys?
The trade desk, it's like a trading company.
Oh, okay, interesting. Yeah, I mean, if you guys want to be, I don't know anything about the company, but as far as fundamentals, but um, this is definitely a bottom buy. Like I call myself a catfish, a bottom feeder. This is where you do it. When you see stuff like this, you buy. When you see stuff like this, you buy. You can't be short down here. Yeah, day trades, intraday, sure, they can probably pay down there. If you want to keep shorting it down, at 41, and if I got a drawing mode, but super nice setup down here for sure. Was that try? Oh, Jake, yeah. So yeah, definitely a good spot for leaps, man. I mean, you're not, like I said, you're not risking much. You're risking basically a 5% move on the stock for leaps. But if you truly buy some leaps that expire, late next year, stuff like that, June, July, August next year, definitely. But anyone that's seeing this for sure, basically, if we keep holding this 40 zone here, these moving averages are going to start curling below it. And then you catch a breakout, whether this is the uptrend that starts forming or we kind of consolidate and we get the uptrend here. I don't know, but nice spot, man, for sure. Nice spot. Do you have any questions on this, Jake? Feel free to unmute if you want. But good find here. Good find. Yeah, I'm gonna get an alert here because, like I said, when you guys send me stuff, I like it. I will take it. Absolutely. All right, next one. Ryan is still here. Thanks for sticking around. Qualcomm 1212. So basically a weekly now. 172.5 and 172 money last week. Cool. You're up a good amount. So I like trades like this. I can tell you, good job on that. You should be selling or look to sell here. Let's take a look, brother. Let's stay zoomed in. Let's slap a line at somewhere up here. Let's see where we're stalling out, and we'll zoom out and see where the heck we're stalling at or where we stopped at, if it makes sense. Weekly, what do we got? Oh yeah, the beauty of charting, guys. Look at that. Didn't know where it was going to line up. The beauty of charting. It's a beautiful thing. Weekly chart here. Look at that. Look at all those failed breakouts. When they fail to break out, they retrace. You already know what I'm going to say, brother. You got this nice weekly candle here. You said you trimmed nice. What did you say again? Sorry. You got in around 168. So somewhere down here. Love it. I love everything about that. Let's talk about this one. Phil, can you unmute, or if you're shy, that's all right. Just let me know in the chat. How many contracts you got left? Because I want you to trim for sure up here if you have not, like for sure. Because you're in down here at 168 down here. So super, super nice trade.
See, I've trimmed about majority of my contracts. I have about 3 left, at least on the 12s, but I have about 5 left on my January calls.
Okay, where was your last trim? What day or what level, if you remember?
I think I trimmed on Friday just because I wanted to de-risk a little bit.
Friday for sure, man. Yeah, did you have this level, or is this kind of like an eye opener up here?
Yeah, it started going down, so I was like, oh, let me get out of these contracts a little bit.
Yeah, did you see that? Did you see that weekly? And if I go the daily, it probably is going to show the same thing. So like all this stuff over here, man, like what you did, you bought the bottom, and when you're selling, people are literally catching, they're buying your sells, they're chasing. So I got to applaud you for that, man, because obviously an ugly daily candle, but it makes sense. So for me, let's see, I got to figure out a stop. What percent are those up, if you don't mind?
I'd have to go back and look. I'm not sure on top of my head.
It's all right. It's all right. Yeah, we don't spend too much time on it. But because I don't want to tell you like, hey, stop out at 173, but it's like, oh, I just gave away like 70% of my profits. So it's tricky without knowing the percent you're up, especially those short term. My game plan for the short term for sure. If we sell like back under here, this little push here, and then we bounced it and we held it here Friday. So if we sell basically under, it's probably 174.5. Hopefully you're still in the green on those 12/12s. that's a definitely stop out and profit for me. I'm not going to wait for a 173 and then eats way more profits and then it sells. And you're like, well, shit, why did I give back all that? Because swings can be hard. So you have to reward yourself. Pat yourself on the back. This is a good trade, man. But if it holds this 175, yeah, maybe hold those weeklies, maybe another day, but there's not a lot of time left. So if you hold and you don't sell up here again, and we get whatever news, a gap down, you're going to be kicking yourself a little bit. But super nice chart, and you're on, let's see, the January 16th. So for me, I would probably use this 173 as long as it's still nice profit, because you see the breakout, and you're just basically using this recent price action as kind of your range. So maybe we push out over, maybe we bounce this zone, but at least we're kind of we're the beginning of December. I wouldn't hold too much longer, especially if they break 173. Because you're probably going to be almost back to entry somewhere around down 168. But super nice trade, man. Nice work on that. But yeah, if we get back up here again, I would offload all those 12/12s and maybe offload a little more. You said you had 5. But again, if you already trimmed, you kind of know maybe a dollar amount you're up. So just kind of keep that in mind. If you want to let them run, because as of now, it's not going to be perfect, but we have this very, very nice uptrend. And until that breaks, I'm holding. And I tell people, let winners win. When you catch it, let them ride, man. But you trimmed, so that's good, man. I applaud you for that.
Yeah, I definitely have my stop set for the 12/12s. So I might offload those on Monday, but I kind of want to let the January contracts run a little bit, hopefully for
Yeah,
more.
let them run. But like I said, if we start chopping into here, we're closing on Christmas. New Year's falls during the week as well, so we're losing. So, into December, Theta is going to start creeping up, and when we bounce to a zone where if we bounced here and you're up like let's say 30%, in 2 weeks, if we bounce here again, you're not going to be up 30% again because there's going to be a little bit of decay starting to kick in. So just be mindful of that. January is some time, but it's not a ton of time. So just don't let it go red. I know you're not going to. Hopefully not. But nice work on that, man.
Appreciate it.
Yep. And DMs are always open if you need to talk about it more. Crash, we got DocuSign, I think. What do we got on this one, brother? Several things going with this one. Daily levels, gap fill rejected. Daily support trend line. Cool. Let's see what we got here. Slice 2 moving averages. Let's go to daily. Let's see what we're working with here. Got some Christmas lines up here from somebody. Definite support here. I'm going to slap a line, then we're going to zoom left and see how good that line is and why it's kind of, as I like to say, is it bouncing where it should? Does it make sense? We will see in a minute here.
I believe that gap fill or the bottom of the gap from a couple months ago, maybe.
October, maybe. This guy.
Yeah, right there.
Yep, nice. Let me get a line if we break underneath that. Still on the daily here. Yeah, it's a definite level of interest for sure. Like if you're a buyer or you want to start scaling in, that's the spot to watch for sure. Yeah, down here, if you're not in yet, I just read your chat. Like, yeah, definite spot to be, thinking long, a little bit of a retracement. Does a retracement come? How quick? We don't know. What do we got going on right here, though? Let's see. Let's get like a little range going. Kind of bounce in this little pocket here. Looking at some top side wicks. Tricky spot here. So for me, how I see it, how I trade, we're kind of bouncing here, a battle here, sell down when it fails. When it holds, it bounces, and we're kind of coming into here. We closed under it. So if this hourly 20, I haven't talked about that yet. That kind of creeps up here and kind of smacks that again on Monday, on tomorrow. Basically 66 and some change, or 65 and some change. For me, how I see it, I would day trade. If you're a day trader or have some time to do it, we're probably going to reject down a little bit more. I'm not saying we're going to come down here in a day or a week, but I need to see this zone hold here because I see this action around here, just this recent action, and it makes sense why we kind of stalled out here because it's buyers and sellers kind of battling out here, saying, okay, who's going to win here? Who's going to give up first? If we bounce that, I think we can curl this, short little downtrend here, catch a breakout retest. It's not super clean with these wicks here from Friday, but again, we can blast through that. And again, topside wicks there, topside wicks there, make me a little nervous, but I don't hate it. My gut says if you want to be super bullish, either catch that bounce here or just set it some alerts down here, whether like 64, and just hammer that, because we know that daily and weekly support, it makes sense there. You might grab an entry right here and it might be instant red, but for me, with some time and some swings, like that's a spot to buy your shares, to buy swings with time, stuff like that. Is that kind of what you're seeing, or kind of what your mindset would be as well?
Yeah, yeah. I guess I should have probably said that I was looking for more swing trade, longer term swing trade on it.
Mhm.
So I wasn't necessarily looking to get in tomorrow right away
Right.
in the morning, but uh just looking at it for
Yep.
the somewhat couple weeks out, maybe seeing if we can. I'd
Yeah.
have to look. I don't have my price targets completely set on it yet, but I have somewhat of a trend line
Mhm.
drawn on it. So, those bigger wicks down from a couple months ago will probably be like longer term,
Yep. Yeah,
like
dude,
our
this is
ultimate
this is the
price target,
weekly. Yeah, this is the weekly chart here. Like it, yeah, this just screams, you can day trade puts down into 64, but I wouldn't be swinging puts down, and you didn't say that, which is fine, but I would not be swinging down into here when I see all this price action around this zone here, this pocket, this 62 to 64. Yeah, I don't know. It's tricky. I don't know if we'll get that entry tomorrow, because we can bounce it and bounce that hourly 20, and we can push up to this 68, and we start clearing that, and then we can have a different mindset, next week, and start thinking maybe, start building a base somewhere up in here. It's not super clean and perfect, but we got these bounces here, rejection. Then the battle here, same thing, the battle down at 64. We start pushing up over the 68, and now we have two moving averages reclaimed. So kind of a tricky spot. I don't hate the chart, but I don't love it for swings, just because I want more of an extreme bottom or top when I take swings. But it could very well pay, but it's just, you could see some profit here on an entry over 66, and the next day we're back under. And it's like, well, shit, now I got 4 weeks time. Do I cut and hold down to 64, or what do I do? So tricky spot, but definitely playable, man. But you can alert here for 68 too, and kind of see what's popping. But yeah, let's talk in DMs more. We'll figure that one out for sure, man. But decent setup for sure.
yeah, something I want to be a little patient on. I wasn't, looking to jump in it right away, but I'm kind of seeing what you're seeing, and it's just nice to hear it.
Yep, for sure, man, for sure. All right. Let's see. iPhone is gone. Jersey, you're still here. Bank of America puts. Let's take a look. Are you in this one, Jersey, or just looking? Feel free to unmute if you want.
Yeah,
Chat.
I've been looking at the puts. I've been on the 3-month chart.
Uh-huh.
December 5th and November 12th been at the 54 for resistance.
Mm-hmm.
And November 14th of 2006 has also been at the 54. So I was
Nice.
thinking it's going to be like a put. I just don't know where my entry points are going to be. And I'm looking at swings.
Swings, perfect, man. All right, love the game plan. Let's find it for you. So let's is this all-time highs up here? I don't remember what Bank of America's doing. I think it's all-time highs, right?
Yeah, it just hit its all-time highest the second
Okay.
time.
Okay, cool. So I'm on the weekly chart here, and I'm seeing kind of a cluster up here in the upper range. I'm going to zoom in for you just 1 second. I just want to build a game plan. So yeah, again, we want to, if we were going to short a top, it has to make sense. So for me, really, it's a little bit of a pocket here, brother. So I tell you, right at 54, it can pay, but right here, I'm just seeing this, which is basically a 10-cent drop. So we played these cheaper names, or I do, but I can compress or expand the chart like this. We're like, oh shit, that's a big move. Well, it's 10 cents on the stock chart. So we have to always be mindful of that. So for me, what I would do, what my gut says, because I don't want you to get faked out, even if you do have time. I would kind of treat this as a no zone or a day trade zone here. And I would wait for a breakout under this. Someone is watching something similar on GM, General Motors. They want to catch the short, kind of catch the top. And, they weren't saying they're getting in, but I just suggested, hey, wait for a break under. So to me, similar like we talked about on SPY, like this to me is just kind of a no zone in here for long swings, this red zone. We can catch absolutely a break under 54. We can see that price action. We get under 54. It gets a little bit weak. Gets a little bit weak on Friday. They do bounce it though, and so that's where I'm like, okay, we break under 54. I don't want to just say, okay, dive into some March puts, because you can catch a 10-cent move down here, and day traders, short-term contracts, they can make some money on this. But you're like, wait a minute, why am I up 2%? We're catching that move, and so for me, what I would do. I would set some alerts at like 53.65. So basically, it's a chart that needs some patience on. And what I would do is, so you're basically going to set an alert here. You want to see a break under. Let's just pretend it's tomorrow. We're really weak. So like the first 30 minutes of the day, we break under, we kind of sell down, and we start kind of double topping into here. Maybe you get entry tomorrow, maybe you don't, hypothetically. And then what I want to see is another attempt at it. So another day. Whether it comes on Tuesday, again, it's hypothetical. You want to see, once you get under that level, you want to see breakouts failing over that. And to me, that is my trigger for long-term swings on a top range like this, similar to CCL. Then you use basically this red zone as your stop out. So you're saying, okay, I'm going to enter here on puts. We can push up. I can see price action like this or like this. I'm not worried. I'm not scared. We got long-term swings. That's fine. Because we know the repeatable price action, when they sell back under it, we get the continuation down. And so what I would do for sure is I would just wait for a break under this this top range, basically for confirmation, because even taking here, I mean, you might bottom tick, or excuse me, top tick some puts, and we sell down and we sell down, and you're like, hey, instant green, that's fine. But how I like to trade when I see bounces like this, this is a big zone here, 53.65. So it's a little bit of a patient play for me, because also this daily 9, if it stair steps up and we slice that, we've now broke a daily moving average. So that's even more confirmation for a little bit of retracement. Do we get down to 53, 52? I'm not sure, but you have a good mindset. You have the right mindset of the zone you're looking at. I'm just not ready when I see these recent buybacks in here. Does that kind of help you? Hopefully that's what you wanted to hear. Hopefully that kind of helps you a little bit. Let me know if not, but that's what I'd be watching at, brother.
No, I got what you're saying. It helps me navigate like what direction I need to go to. So I'll just look at the 53 to 65 range.
53.65. Yep. Set an alert. And actually, like I said, a lot of stuff tonight, I'm gonna do that because I like when you guys show me stuff like that. But again, we don't want to be early, because even like you said, you can get some March contracts and it's like, okay, we're making money on calls. And you're like, well, why am I holding these puts? We're now way over this little zone here. But again, on the daily, it makes sense. On the weekly, but I think it needs a little bit of confirmation. And really, we're not asking for much. We're like, hey, let's sell down 40 cents, get our confirmation, and then we can back test all this stuff down in here. So we sell below this 40. Oops, didn't mean to do that. Now we catch the top on some puts and we get all this price action down here. We can play all that in some swings, and then all the bounce retracements, we're just chilling. People are catching those retracements on day trade puts. We're chilling on some put swings down in this 52 zone possibly. So nice setup, man, for sure. Keep me posted on that. Send me a DM if you take that one for sure, man.
Gotcha. Appreciate the insight.
Yep. Let's see. Errol, thanks for sticking around. Path. PATH. Let's take a look. I know I skipped over a couple, didn't do that on purpose, guys. I want to make sure everybody gets into one request. I'll come back to Kroger and TSM if we have time. Did we talk this one last? What were we looking at last week? Were we in this one last week, Errol? I don't remember. Remind me, but got a line here from somebody. Big daily. That's got to be. Was that earnings? Nice. Okay. Stalling a little bit. Global software that makes robotic process automation software. All right. Well, I never want to catch a top. I never want to catch the move after an ER. That's just how I trade. I'm kind of a chicken shit when it comes to that. I just like low risk stuff. I'm going to draw this here. We're going to extend this to, I don't know how far. Let's go back 2 years. And we're going to zoom left and see where we're stopping out, if it makes sense. Yeah. I don't like, excuse me. Lose my voice here in 1 second. Break and hold a 19. I can get behind that, but buying into the red zone is a little bit of a guess for both ways, for puts and calls. More so for calls. If we just scroll slowly here, we're on the daily, check and big gap down, got its ass kicked since June of 2024 here, fighting its way back over that 16 and a big gap up. So for me, even though it shares, I think it needs a little bit of cool down somewhere in how much will we have to pull back here? Because I like where these wicks are stopping here, and I look left here in the top side of those wicks here. So that would be a good support bounce in my eyes. And that is basically a 5% retracement. I mean, I guess you could scale into some shares, but I mean, no one knows if they're buying the top or the bottom or not. But when I see price action like this, and then I look left and I see this, to me, it just says, hey, awesome earnings, or at least the market's reacted positively to that. If you weren't in already, there's probably people selling up here. To me, it just says, be patient for 5% pullback. That's nothing, bounce that, and then we push up to resistance again. You're already up 5%. Yeah, it's not huge, but it's better than being instant red. And so I would like to play a retracement back or a break over. I push up this week and we start forming what was resistance. We start forming this as support. So I would color this zone green, and we use 19 as our entry. And if we get continuation, but a big move on what looks like Thursday, that's just tricky. I like to see stuff getting a cool down. I like to chase the hype, but it can keep going more. But definitely a spot there. That's 1754. You bought 5 when it was at 12. So I mean, you're up. If you want to trim, and I don't know if this was a share flip or a long-term hold, but you're up a good amount. So if you want to free up some money, I mean, you're up 53%, brother. You can sell and it can go higher, or you can hold and it can give it back 30%. And then you may have a little bit of a moment with yourself. Why didn't you sell? But if it's a true long-term hold, man, just let it ride. Don't even look at it. Let it ride. Obviously stops somewhere over entry, so you don't let 53% go red. But if it's like a retirement hold, keep holding, man. I know it's hard when you get a big move like that. Psychology kicks in. You're like, well, shit, I wanted 50% in like 4 or 5 months, not now. So tricky thing for sure. Let's see here. Paul, I lost in all the callouts on this page. Yeah, I mean, Shark is a swing trader. Luigi's a swing trader. I wouldn't say I'm a swing trader. I do maybe one swing trade a month, 1 or 2. I'm just trying to be very patient because they're very, very tricky to time it. Markets are like, 1% from all-time highs. You may see a nice setup you like that looks nice, and then the market sell and drags everything down with it, Paul. So it's tricky. But yeah, if scalps, I mean, you got to be ideally not on your phone, and you got to have a scalper's mindset. Doesn't matter if River's calling out levels. If 15% is not good enough for you, and he's selling and you're holding, and then it goes red 40%, well, that's on you. You got to have a scalper's mindset. So, yeah, you guys that are, not saying Paul's new, but new to trading, like scalps is like, I don't know, getting your kid a mountain bike when he's 2 years old with no training wheels, pushing him down the hill and saying, hey, good luck, buddy. That's what scalping is. Start with day trades, start with slower mover stuff, you guys. Like don't start the hardest thing in the market and then wonder why you fail and get burnt out. All right, Cam, you're still in here. Let's look at KO. For sure, one of my favorites. I want to buy the dip. I really do. Not gonna lie, I bought some 4 weeks out. Didn't alert it because I didn't love it, but I bought the daily 200 on Friday. I'm up like $2 on a $94 contract. I definitely, this is the spot, Cam, and anybody else watching this trade, you can see where my alerts are if they break support. You can see where my alert is to start thinking about some profit in here. So daily 200, definitely do not want to be bearish, but again, doesn't mean it can't go more. Obviously selling pressure for sure, all the way up since 73. Broke that huge 70.55. I was talking to some people with this one. We really wanted that one to hold. Did not hold. So the focus for me this week and in coming days or weeks, however long it takes, is a hold of this level. Basically 69.86 is a decent support. I'm on the daily, so we look left here. We kind of see that price action there. I left room to average at 69.67 because I really like this support. But again, didn't alert it. A little bit of PTSD from September when we took the loss on that swing. But daily levels here, yeah, we need, if you want to be a bull on this one, 69.86, need that to hold for sure. Got some nice wick reaction down there. And again, the daily 200 is here. So it can sell more, but for me to get bearish even on swings on this one, yeah, Alex, every single meeting is recorded. It'll be in latest lectures within 24 hours or less. If it's not, send a DM to Only Options Trade support. But he's good about getting them. So yeah, KO, intraday look here. It's bouncing where it should. Hopefully it holds. Please, baby Jesus, let it hold and bounce the daily 200. But again, basically want this to hold and start building. I don't know if it's going to come in a day or week or how long, but we're under a huge resistance zone here. So on the way up, I don't expect a breakthrough at all on the first attempt. So we got to decide if we're in profit here on the way up, do we take it or do we start seeing a double top and back down to break even? But basically, this range down here. So 70.55 was our floor. We're catching bottoms. This is our floor now for anybody who likes to trade this name for sure.
How much time did you buy on these? I like this a lot.
I think I'm trying to think of contract expiration dates. The 26th maybe. I know I didn't go the 12th. Is either 19th or 26th. I'd have to.
Oh, so December.
Yep. Yeah, like I said, I didn't. I just want a little meat off the bone here for pushing this 70.55. I just wasn't confident enough. I don't know why. It wasn't giving me the vibes to give an alert down here. But that's our spot, you guys. That the daily 200, makes sense to try it. It may just be a day trader zone down here for a while, but yeah, that's a spot to try it for sure. All right. Cam, did you have any questions on that? Sorry, I didn't ask it. Let me know. Oh, daily trend as well. Yeah, you guys are good with trend lines. I'm horrible at trend lines. Do we have a trend line down here maybe? Oh yeah, that makes me feel a little better. But again, anything can happen, guys. This one's hard to catch because it doesn't follow obviously big tech. It's not tech, and so that's where I was hesitant to alert a swing. Sometimes SPY sells and this thing pumps, and sometimes it's the opposite. Sometimes it jives with it. So I was just really hesitant on this one. So not going to add it to the trading journal if it does pay, but I guess you guys know I'm in it. So let's see. Alex, I was just going to get to yours right now. Do you got got to head out, that's fine. You want me to stick around, Alex, or do you want to stick around for IREN? I can take a look at it for you. Or, oh yeah, we're running long, sorry. I'll hit it right now because you're actually next on the chat. All right, let's see here. Cool. All right, I'll be as quick as I can for you. What are you in on this one? Are you in a swing or day trade? Feel free to unmute if you want. Let's see what we're doing here. Daily. Big push up. Weekly, what are we doing here? All-time highs. All right, daily. We know our tops for sure. You're in a swing. Cool. You're in the car. Yeah. Please just listen. Do not type if you're driving. Top range. Well, let me see where we're bouncing first, and all this verbally kind of tell you. But yeah, all these are recorded as well, so you can come in to recording an hour past after it starts. You can come back to this if you got a bail brother or a sister. Shouldn't assume you're a boy. Sorry. Let's see. Daily 9 is rejecting for sure. Just hovering over here. Yeah. So basically kind of just stair step in these little clusters here. So up here, we kind of had that nice range. Up here, we're bouncing, we're holding. We sell through. What do? We continue down to the next little zone down here. We're bouncing this zone here at 45.7 and some change, kind of bouncing, sell through. They're bouncing down here, and then kind of this just basically activity over and over here, and then the kill candle down. But again, a support bounce, a push up Thursday, and then another kill candle under this support here. So tricky spot. On the daily, we know where our top is, at least how I like to trade. Our top here is 45.7. We see this price action here. For me, where's my drawings at? All this focus here. Consolidation, sell down, push up, doesn't quite get there, rejection, hold it, consolidation, sell down, push up, rejection. So where's our top? 45.77. If that doesn't hold, I can't be, I'm not going to take a swing trade here. I'm not going to take calls here. I would be shorting that for a put retracement. Maybe we get down to this 41 again. I don't know. Maybe we get down to 44. We'll see. But again, clear as day. What our zone in? There's our focus. And what else is the overhead if we break this level? The daily 9 moving average is overhead as well. This 46.3 zone. So again, when we're on the daily, that's where that line would show up, and that's where that's at. So to be bullish up here, I can't. Sorry, losing my voice. For me, at least how I trade, how I would alert something, I'm not going to alert a call right here when I see this resistance. I'd be looking for rejections there. Get your puts. I like calls on the bottom bounces, stuff like this, ugly line, stuff like that, or a huge support zone bounce down in here. But I need a break and hold, or even better, like a break and hold of 47, because we can kind of clear this little cluster range here from last week. So that's how I trade. I just like to trade retracements, but I'm not taking calls or resistance. Hopefully that helps you. Send me a DM if you need some help. All right. Making sure, hopefully I did not skip anybody. Just did that one. Yep, Jake, if you're still here, send me a DM for sure. Yeah, we'll look at Bull really quick. iPhone, I may have skipped you earlier. Microsoft, yep. Actually, I think I did skip you, so we'll look at that one. Let's see. All right, 3 left, and then we got to close class. Microsoft, because I skipped you. Bull and NVIDIA, and that's a wrap. You guys can dip out if you need to. Stick around if you want some extra education. Microsoft, all right. iPhone, are you in this on a day trade, or which you want on this one? Ooh. Danger zone to try and get longs here. Immediately, I'm seeing this. At least how I trade. Definitely. Don't want to be long there. Trend line. I think we got one, a little bit messy, cheating a little bit, but three-day touches for sure. And what I'm seeing here, if you guys recognize this chart pattern, here's what's going to happen. So decision day in 2 days. What do we do? Do we break out, or do we reject, and then we go under the trend? Not saying, I mean, that was a little exaggerate, but do we sell and we break this trend line? We come down into here, into here, and here. I don't know, but you can see the top clear as day, and even more obvious. Look at that purple line. That's the daily 9 moving average. So this is basically 483 on the money, but again, a $1 range on the danger zone, I call that. Day trade, yeah, take some calls with caution, but again, look at that rejection zone in there. I would feel better on a break. So either pre-market or during the day, break over 44, retest it, they hold it. They're proving they're holding this zone here, and we're clearing this zone here. Yeah, get your continuation, get your calls, start looking for stuff up here. But 30-minute chart, one rejection, two, actually wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I mean, 14 30-minute candles rejecting here. So 14 times you try and get long, not saying you did, but a person trying to get long there, you're wrong 14 times. So repeatable price action, rejections on here, I'm bearish for sure. Again, do we get down to like 481 or all the way down here? I don't know, but I'm not taking calls here whatsoever. You couldn't Venmo me $500 and say take calls here. I'd say nah, I'll just keep my money. But seriously, just don't chase calls at the top, you guys. Look at that chart, clear as day. All right, let's see where this ends up. We'll look at it next week maybe. Webull, I believe, right? Haven't touched this in a while, so see where we're at here. Oh man, broke that. Is that the IPO price, I think? But who was asking about this one? Samsung, you still in here? You are. What are you looking at this one? Samsung shares, swings? Because it's not horrible. It's not horrible. It's getting beat down. Everybody wants to pump.
Hello.
Yep. What's up, man?
Hey, how you doing, brother?
Doing good.
Yeah, I recently signed up with you guys, and I'm excited for this.
Nice.
So
Glad
I
to have
did. Thank you. So I bought like a few like 14,000 shares at a price around $11. So I was wondering if we already touched bottom, and is there going to be any uptrend from now? It looks like we already did. So I was wondering, how would you see that?
14,000 shares. My blood pressure is up a little bit. I hope you have a huge
Yes.
portfolio, brother. I don't need to know it, but I hope that is like, I mean, like less than 10% of your port. Hopefully you're not following hype on Twitter, stuff like that. Where did you buy again? Sorry.
What price?
Yeah, or what's your average now, if you don't mind sharing?
Yeah, let me just.
And while you're looking, is this the bottom? I have no idea. Nobody knows. If we knew,
Right.
we'd be rich on an island trading. But I will definitely, while you're looking, I'll give you my game plan on this for sure.
Yeah, I'm going over my
Oh, you're good.
my accounts.
Just gonna look at trying to find our recent top here that might give you some trouble. 955. And then this is what we need to clear.
Yeah, so my average is 1131.
1131.
Yeah.
So you're saying that 16% loss. That's not bad, but if you're in super, super, super heavy, then you're probably sweating it out. But so just some education and charting here. Give me 1 second. this. So this red zone here, this was I'm pretty sure this was like the IPO price back was it this year in April, and kind of this focus here, and I'll go to the right for you, but just want you to kind of focus a little education here. Bouncing, a lot of consolidation here, and they held the lower range of this red zone here, and we push up, and now we come into it again in October, and everybody says, okay, we're back to what was the all-time low, and everyone tried to get long, which you should be trying to buy the dip here at basically 11, and then we scroll to the right slowly, and we make new lows, and people are freaking out. So rightfully so. So first plan of attack is we have a new low set, so basically $7.50. We have what I was waiting to show you here is downtrend, and right here, 6 or 8 days ago we broke that, and so we have a mini uptrend forming, which is good for anybody who wants to be bullish on this. So now your focus. Didn't mean to do that. Whatever. All right. So your focus right here is just focusing. If you want to take a screenshot or whatever, these are all recorded. So this 955 here, the zone here, so we can see bouncing 1, 2, 3, didn't close over at 4, 5, 6, 7, the 8th day they sold through. Now we make it back over. So I talk about retracements. What are we doing? Well, we sold down, we broke down, retest this zone, failed, didn't get there. Closed over it, and then closed under it on Friday. So to me, this is a very obvious setup, whether it's shares or swings, whatever it is, or long swings, that is, excuse me. You want to see this trend line hold, but you have some good stuff in your favor. So to me, the only thing that matters is you break and hold 9.55, because your trend line is intact. You have a daily 20 moving average underneath you. You have the daily 9 moving average underneath you, and now you have a trend line. So 1, 2, 3, 4 forms of support. So again, you reclaim this support, that's 1. Your daily 20 is 2, your daily 9 is 3, and your trend line is 4. So a break and hold a 955, anyone's looking at this that is not in yet. Again, you can't pay me to be in puts if they hold 4 forms of a trend or a support, down there. So we hold 955. What did we talk about a couple minutes ago? What is our focus? This overhead zone. So you got decision time, because when we start pushing up into your average here, you're 11 something, you're going to be feeling good. You're down 16%. Now you're down 10. Now you're down 8. Now you're down almost break even, and you're coming to resistance. So you decide, I went red, whether that's a lot of money for you or not. I'm not going to decide that. You went red, and now you're back break even. Do you sell? Or do you keep holding? So that's decision time, because if we push up to here, let's just say we have a super bullish week. We're up here on like Thursday. You're like, well, shit, I'm almost break even. And then we did down. And now that's where the trading psychology kicks in, going, okay, I went red to green, or break even or small green. I didn't sell. Now I'm back in the red. Okay, it's going to come back. It's going to come back. And now we come back to this trend line, and now we break the trend line. We break the moving averages. Now that's going to mess with your psychology. So that's the tricky spot here, man, is when we come back into what was support, this is resistance on the way up. No, there's no arguing that. So you need 955 to hold, and you start looking 1025, 10.7, and 11. 11 is like, that's the zone. You need to break that if you want to be long-term bullish on this setup. Does that kind of help? Does that make sense at least?
Yes, it really does. One thing I learned is patience is key. It does have some good price targets. I'm seeing them online. I mean, that doesn't mean anything, but it does have some like 18 per share price targets.
Mm-hmm.
I originally invested as a long term, and what I do is I sell calls against
Cover
it.
calls. Yep. Okay.
Yes. So which is a little bit lucrative if you see it that way. Because you put the money to work, basically.
Yep.
So always above my average, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I wanted to hear from somebody to see what I do, how I move. And
how new are you?
And like in trading?
No, to this group.
Today.
Perfect. Today. So find this guy in Discord, a Joe named Joe.
Joe. Okay.
I just typed on the screen for you. a Joe named Joe. That's really what his name is, or literally what his name is. Sorry. He does a lot of selling premium stuff. I think that's his bread and butter of his income. So talk to him in DMs. I'm not super good about, hey, when should I sell a covered call here? He can definitely help you out. Send him a DM. He's not super active every single day. He has a family, but I do know, he sells cash, excuse me, cash secured puts and covered calls on stuff a lot. So talk to him a lot and just say kind of, hey, here's my average. Is this a good spot to sell some premium? And he can definitely help you out for sure.
I will. Thank you so much, man.
Yep. All right. What was our last one? NVIDIA, and then we'll wrap, guys. They bailed. They're not in here. All right, guys. Does anybody want a SPY recap, or are we done? We want to watch some football. Let me know in the chat or unmute the mic.
Can we do a super quick cues?
Cues? Yeah. Oh, I skipped it. I kind of skipped on purpose because we always run long, but let's do it, man. Let's see here. This is all-time highs, right?
Yeah.
Let's see here.
The indices have just been offering some really nice day trade levels lately.
They have, but I'm not catching them, brother. I had a shit week, man. But...
I'm with you. I missed the top on IWM on Friday, and I was totally planning it.
And I wasn't even like shorting bottoms and chasing tops. I just like, how I trade. I always talk about, I want to see like, break here, look for this. It's like I seen, I
I see
a candle, but I see no continuation.
1K trades.
Yeah, I just see no continuations on the candles. At least how I trade last week. So it's tough. But 625.55. We zoom back to where are we at here? November 5th is here. November 12th here. So that's that focus. So, right now we're over that. So support. I'm still in drawing or text mode. Let's see here. There we go. Support. Tried to be support, resistance. And now we scroll present day and we're trying to flip that support. So for sure, if we look at price action, so big zone in here for sure. I don't think we need to be ignoring this. Where is this? It's kind of this cluster here, push up, consolidation, bounce zone here. We extend this. Oops, that's ugly. Sorry about that. Let's go to 27th. That gives us enough. We scroll to present day. That would be kind of my top side here. Yeah, it makes sense. We rejected Friday. And I text Trevor. I said, hey, I'll see you at 6:30. He says, I'll see you at the bottom. Damn it. Yeah, so a break and hold is 6. If we hold, kind of like I talk about on every trader indices as well. So I would use 62555 as our floor tomorrow all day this week, brother. Basically just, again, plain breakout retest. We can see that was the battle all day Friday, and they ultimately closed over. We're gapping a little bit over. So any retest, where that comes Monday, Tuesday, Friday, whatever it is, I would use that as our floor. And then the 628, 629, let's not be late like I was an idiot. And my, I tried to catch somewhere around here and it's instant sell down, stop out. That sucked. But yeah, 62555 is my floor this week for QQQ. And then up here is my ceiling. I'm not looking for 631 until we break this red zone. But yeah, I
feel like we were trading like 600 puts like a week ago.
Dude, it's crazy.
Things changed quickly. It would be nice to see a move up, like a rejection, and then maybe a retest of that lower level tomorrow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm seeing it. Yeah, really, I hope we don't open like right here, because to me, I don't like this. It's kind of a 50-50 trade. Do we get long and try and catch this here, or do we get the kill candle and we get part of this follow through down below here? So I don't want an open around 627. I either want, the 628.5, and then we look for a double top rejection, like a fake breakout, catch that kill candle, or open under here and just kind of either take puts or take our time wait for that to tag there and try and catch that bounce. But if we open, that's where, I mean, we're close. We're only basically, we're at 627 basically. Yeah. So I just don't like trying to get long here when I see that there. But volume profile, do I have it on here? That could be a little bit of a volume gap there. Yeah, look at that.
Yeah, look at that volume stack down there.
Yeah, so there's a stack, obviously, little education,
Right.
that's where our support is. And then a big move up, not a lot of transactions, and a big move down, not a lot of transactions. And it shows right here that volume, not a lot of volume there. So that's why that move happened quick. So we pushed up quick here. There wasn't a lot of transactions on this pump, and that's why they got that kill candle down there. That's why I think I was playing somewhere around here, and I didn't hold that whole move. But yeah, so maybe they're just gobbling up some shares here in the after session right here and just pushing into here. But yeah, let's try and catch that bounce into here, man. If we sell under, I don't want to be mega bearish because that range scares me to be in puts or super bearish unless we're truly scalping. But
Yeah, I
definitely
scalped a few on Friday, but it wasn't giving anything. I think I scalped a few like 20%ers there, and they just kept defending it.
Yep. Not a bad spot, man. Not a bad spot. But let's see where we open for sure. Avenger, do you have a question, or is that a miss?
Yeah, 1K, how do you make your rectangles so see-through?
Oh, you raised your hand like a good little student. I don't mean that in a backhand way. So you double click. So you can only have a default is one, and I just picked red. We can make our default green by just made it one. But to answer your question, you click and click more, and then HSV and transparency. I don't like eyeball. I just do like 80 and over, and then yeah. But like I said, you can only do one. You can't do like red and green. Unfortunately, I wish you could.
Okay, that's perfect though.
Yep. But yeah, whenever you switch the color, if you don't change it, it's hurts your
That's what I've
eyeballs.
been used to.
Yep. So you do that. Oh yeah, your poor eyes go.
Thanks,
And then you go
1K.
to 80. Yep. And then yeah, we'll make this red so we can have a game plan for tomorrow. Good question though, man. All right, y'all. I got some football and some dinner. So you all have a great night. DMs are always open, you guys. Send them if you got them. We'll see if we can catch some day trades this week. I don't know what the watch list for me looks like, but we'll see if we can catch something. Maybe a KO, maybe a Delta Airlines. We'll see. But have a great night, guys, and we'll catch y'all tomorrow.